Welcome to Hip Hop Heartistry. My name is Lexi Davis. I am a self-discovery coach, heartfelt yoga instructor, meditation teacher, and a podcast host.
And I'm Jasmine Kylene. I'm a spiritual counselor and I'm a journalist. And welcome to our podcast where we explore the art of Floetry, getting intimate with rappers and exploring the mindfulness in music and amplifying the heart in hip hop.
And our intention is to remind us that we are all on the same journey. So we hope that you enjoy.
What is up? It is Jaz and Lex, and welcome to Hip Hop Heartistry. Today we are here with someone else, someone new who is absolutely heart-based and love, intention, and pure, spiritual Tony. You are not only an incredible artist, but just getting to witness you online, you're honestly like a modern day spiritual leader, and we're so just incredibly grateful and excited to chop it up with you. So first and foremost, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good. I'm very blissful right now. I'm grateful.
Dope. I love the word blissful. It's very rich. Well, we're super excited to get into the conversation. First and foremost, though, we're going to have Lex lead us through a grounding breath to kind of get us all on the same frequency. So Lex, however you want to do it.
Yeah, we just like to start with a breath to get everyone aligned. So just close your eyes for a moment. Maybe even let's just place our hands on our heart and feeling that energy, tapping into your heart center. Taking an exhale, and then we'll inhale together, filling all the way up. And open the mouth and sigh it out. Just take a moment to just be with yourself and noticing everyone else in this energetic space. And then taking a moment to send some love out into the world. And then we can open our eyes. Amazing. Thank you. So we like to start off with our first question, which is there a song that has changed you or moved you or inspired you?
That's hard. That's pretty hard because all of them very meaningful to me on my spiritual journey. You know, I try to be very authentic with it and just fully express myself in that moment in time. So I would say the one that's most meaningful to me though is like my first one when I just first touched down, and it got to be Free Spirit. That's the one that really let me break boundaries within myself and just fully express myself. You know what I mean?
Totally. Absolutely. And I think what's so cool about you and your work is that it's so obvious that you are so self-liberated. And so I'm curious to know what it took to kind of get to the space that you're in now, especially honestly being a man and being a man of color. I think it's often a community where spirituality isn't fully embraced. And so, you know, what did it take for you to overcome that conditioning?
Honestly, just self-love, just loving myself. I figured that's all it really took for me. It's like I was looking for acceptance out of everybody else. And then once I started really loving myself, that's when I really, started fully expressing myself and expressing everything that I felt about the love vibration. It just made me want to just spread it amongst every, I call you all my reflections. I feel like y'all are part of me. So it's I just want to spread the love and let everybody else know how important it is, to feel I don't know if we're allowed to cuss on here or what, just feel like you the shit for real. Honestly, just feel like you are perfect just the way you are, and anything that you're doing right now in the moment is perfect. It's absolutely what you're supposed to be doing. That's why I really just spread the love and let people realize that within themselves. The same thing I did, through meditation, fasting, and just really grounding myself and really telling myself it's okay to be me.
You are medicine, bro. Absolutely. Go ahead.
So what, before that, self-love journey, what was your relationship with yourself? Have you always had a really strong connection, or did you ever hate yourself? What was it like?
Nah. I didn't really love myself like that. And it's hard to say that because now I feel so much self-love amongst myself, but it's I didn't come from a environment where it was cool, vent your feelings and stuff like that. I was taught not to tattletale, don't let them know, what I'm saying, keep it to yourself, keep everything bottled in, especially being a man. it's like you didn't want to seem like the weakling out of the bunch. So it's like I just kept things to myself, and that made me very closed out, very distant amongst my peers, amongst people that I don't know. And yeah, that's how I started out. Like I started off very like closed.
Don't we
and
all?
now you're open. Yeah, and I think that's beautiful because it's probably where a lot of people, and particularly a lot of men, like I said, are finding themselves right now. And I think they don't even realize that they're closed until they get the opportunity to witness someone being open and just, if anything, feed off the energy that you radiate in being in just an open state with self, having such an open heart. So I think just you being yourself is such a form of medicine. And one thing that I wanted to ask about, which you've already mentioned, is that like usually like in all of your Instagram videos, you always refer to the people watching as your reflections. And I'm sure that's derivative of this idea, which I think is a concept that could heal the world. This idea that we're all mirroring each other, right? And that we're all one like unified conscious energy. And I just think if more people tapped into that belief and centered that belief, it could radically change the fucking world. And so I want to know how you came into that belief, and like when did it start to integrate into your vocabulary like that?
Honestly, I went through a hardship in my life that made me like hit the road, and like I became a truck driver, and I started practicing like solitude. First started off like me being atheist. And then I ran across everybody probably knowing Spiritual Soul. He taught me about like meditation and stuff, you know? And I started meditating. And then I looked into Sadhguru, Allan Watts and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, this stuff is interesting, but I got to feel it. I got to experience myself, because I'm always a true skeptic. You know, I'm a very unbiased skeptic. I look at everything like, yo, I don't know. I'm not going to attach myself to it, but I want to experience it. So me doing that alone, it's like I started realizing, honestly, I did like 14 G's of shrooms one day by myself on a fast. Yeah, it was crazy. And I was just like, I realized that I was pure consciousness, and that all this really was just like, honestly, God's play. And I was like, this is all crazy. It's like, it's not being told to me. It's being felt, you know what I mean? And I was like, I'm really feeling this. Not no YouTuber telling me this, nobody telling me this, but absolutely, like, it was just, somebody was telling me, you know what I mean? Like within myself. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like, and I just resonated with it so wholeheartedly. And I was like, yo, this, you know, is like, it's crazy, because me being an unbiased skeptic, you know, you quick to be skeptical over things that you really feel like is true. It's because it's just something I feel like is within us, and I can go deep up on that subject. But long story short, it's like I was just skeptical of calling myself, like, you know, when I call myself a God, it's like people will look at me and be like, yo, you egotistical in a way, especially if they're attached to their belief system. And I'm like, no, I'm God, as if like on a deeper scale, it's like everything of my surroundings, and that's a part of my awareness, is God. Everything that I'm aware of, nothing that will be a part of my existence if I personally wasn't aware of it. And that's the same thing amongst my other reflections. They got the same thing. So I feel like we're pure consciousness, having the individual experience of it all as pure consciousness. So yeah, that's what really led me to this point, just to experience it.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll go. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say something. I think that's fucking absolutely just the most important belief. And I think that the more that you shout that like out of the rooftops, the more that like it's a seed that's gonna be planted in so many people. And I love that you mentioned this idea of like ego and how people can think that sort of identifying and being part of like, and if anything, the embodiment of the universe is something that's egotistical, but it's rather, it's what you imbue it with. If you see yourself as superior in that context, and it's ego. And if you just, if anything, use it as a belief that connects you to like this oneness and this idea of oneness, it's the complete opposite. And so something I wanted to ask you about, because you already mentioned Allan Watts, who just like is for me like one of the most incredible and like transformative voices that I found in my life. And I saw that you used his picture as like one of the covers for your singles. And so yeah. And I wanted to ask if you see yourself at all playing a role in the modern day that he kind of did in his day, right? As far as like really just experiencing this life and being able to put it in your own language. Do you feel like you are kind of like doing that in a way?
I feel like I am, but honestly, it's like, it's crazy because like I had a YouTube channel, had like 19,000 subscribers. And it's like I shied away from it because like, it's like this, like, it's like, I think it was on actualize.org. I don't know if you're aware of that YouTube channel, but
No.
he gave the perfect description. He was like, he said, you can have a little kid and you can tell them like, you can do both sides and be a good parent. You can like let them experience sugar just for the experience of pure consciousness and the experience of it all. Or you can be like, yo, nah, that's going to be bad for you. I'm going to shy you away from that experience. And when I heard that, I was like, man, I want my reflections to go out here and experience for themselves, because whatever that you're tired of, you're going to evolve from that for a new experience. And I feel like there is no right or wrong. There is no certain path. I feel like everything that you're doing is exactly what you should be doing. And then when you're tired of doing it, you're going to evolve into a new direction. And it's like, not to say that you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction. You're just going in a direction. And that direction is just for you. And it's for you to experience, observe it, and let go of it whenever it's time to. And that's what made me shy away, because I was like, Allan Watts, that was like, that's big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like, I feel like I just do music like that, you know? I'll break down my music like that and just like be very transparent in lives and on Instagram and stuff. But as far as me making like YouTube videos, I just shied away because people tend to like, you know, they idolize, you know, and they'll take your words so personal that it would dictate their next move. And I don't want to have that type of like selfishness, you know what I'm saying? Unconscious selfishness. You know what I mean? I'm not conscious about it. I don't even know what's going on in their personal life. But if I say, all right, bet I'm going to start smoking next weekend, and then you be like, all right, spiritual tone, say you're going to smoke. I'm a smoke. I don't want people to do that. You know, I want you, if I say I'm going to be a vegetarian or a raw vegan and you love eating hamburgers, I might be like, yo, that's like, at first I was like, yo, that's going to mess up your energy. But now just realizing that everything is like, it's so deep. It's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. It's so,
so many layers.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because like when I first went to the spiritual journey, it was like, you know, the high vibrations, low vibrations and stuff of that nature. Then I realized like, I am everything. And I'm talking about of its purest sense. I'm talking about this table is me, bro. Like everything is me. And that's when I was like, it was like another awakening. My first awakening, I was like, all right, bet I've been programmed to believe in certain things, you know. You got GMO foods and stuff. All right, bet I shouldn't be eating meat and stuff. And I was like, another awakening was like, yo, just rock out, just live your life and just experience it fully in it. Like, you know, everything that you do, don't be so quick to slap yourself on the hand. Just be like, all right, bet I want to do something new, you know? And that's when I realized like, yeah, it's just, I want people to really walk their own path, because that's what we came here to do, and just to experience ourselves fully as God. And I was like, if I tell you a direction to go, I'm not playing my part, because I feel like God is very selfless. Like, he just wants you to do you. And that's why I was like, man, Allan Watts, he says it so perfectly to where he's not trying to force nobody in direction, but you can't help but to resonate with him. But me, it's like, I get passionate and I'll be like, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm like, man, I can't do it. Let me chill, you know? So yeah, I don't really, I see myself as just like it's crazy. Like, it's like you call me an artist and stuff, like, and I respect everybody that listens to my music and stuff. Like I respect the beautiful compliments and stuff like that. But it's like me, I don't exist in my eyes. It's crazy. It's like, I'm just expressing myself. It's like, I can't do nothing else. Like, I love music before I even came into this type of, you know, this type of belief system that I've created. But it's like, I'm still an open book. I'm not tied to the belief of me just being everything. I'm just like, all right, I'm here now, this journey. And it's just like, I'm making music and this is what I'm doing for now. But who's to say 2 years I might be on a boat just fishing, just go. I don't know, you know? And it's just like, that's just the real me. Like, that's just how I am. It's just like, I'm just in a moment with whatever I'm doing, but I don't hold myself obligated to nothing.
Yeah. You're not married to your titles. You're detached.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, totally.
Such a beautiful place to be, and I feel like not enough people are even striving for that or conscious of that. And I love the no pedestals. Like, you're really trying to encourage that, and we so often want to put people on pedestals, and it's like the opposite, like that oneness, like we're walking together side by side. And how do you think you got there?
Honestly, just like first I started off like just realizing that materialistic items can't give me happiness. It can't fulfill me in any type of way. So if I was to get famous or like all the clout, what they say, or what, it's not going to fulfill me. More than less, it's going to make me, you know, more uncomfortable, more like further away from pure consciousness. And I was like, you know, I gotta do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shy away from the 19,000 followers, and I'm not going to really post every day trying to build something. I'm going to lessen my grip on obligation, you know? And then when I did that, I just started doing different things like coloring and doing crazy things. Like I got a little ukulele or whatever they call it. Like I bought one of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, I just started experiencing more with different things. And I was like, wow, this is actually like, it was like a ecstasy feeling. It was like, I was like purely enjoying it without being seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like everybody wants to hit the top of the mountain and scream about it. They don't want to just embody the feeling. They don't, oh, I climbed this mountain. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. I detached myself from that. And I was like, I don't want to send no pictures. I don't want to tell people what I've done. I just want to do it and just experience it. And me doing that, it's like a muscle that you build of just the appreciation of the moment and being one with the moment, not just feeling like you're an individual in the moment. You're actually one with the moment. And I was like, wow, this is like a muscle that I'm building, because it's like, it feel like it ain't even real. Like, it feel like it ain't even real. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. You have no idea how important that was to have reflected.
Both needed to hear that.
I know, you understand, because just like quick tidbit, last week I had my Instagram like deactivated, like Instagram just deleted my profile. And I went through like this complete like existential experience, because I want to use my platform to like spread love and spread my messages, and I use it as a tool. But it was upon it being taken from me that I realized I was in a state where if I had done something fly and no one saw that I did something fly, I didn't do something fly. Like I was continually living off the feedback of what people saw of me and defining myself and my value off of that validation. And so like just I've been in this state of existing in my experience and not needing it to be seen. And so you putting that so beautifully, and especially that essence of like not seeing yourself as separate from the moment, but rather being that moment, is just, it's exactly the medicine that I needed to hear. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Totally. I'm glad you resonated with it.
Always. I feel like we have time for one more question, then we're going to pull some cards. So Lex, do you want to close this out?
I feel like you have a question.
I do. There's so many ways. Well, just one thing that I really loved about observing your work and what you've shared is that you are really intentional with like the frequencies that you put into your music, which by the way, I think it's really dope that you don't identify with like your labels, but I mean, obviously you are a musician. And I think that like with what you've created, I would love to know like how you navigate and what's the intentionality behind like the frequencies that you put your music at. Cause I think that's really slept on.
It's like, I could be in a song and I got like songs called like, I got like sad songs sometimes, you know? And it's like, it's just because I'm being very transparent, but I put it in that frequency so you could feel it in a different type of light, not attach yourself to my sadness, but feel it as if I'm overcoming it instead. So that frequency is like, it just, to me, it hits different. You know, it hits me different knowing that I'm putting it out there. It's like, I'm gonna overcome this. This might not be the most positive song that you hear from me, but I got it in this frequency to let you know that I'm speaking just out of my experience of your reflection. Just being your reflection. It's like, I'm still up here with you, but it's like, this is just what I'm in the moment with right now. And I don't know how to really fathom it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to break. So here's this frequency to let you know that I'm still here with you and we still gonna try to raise the vibe, but it's just what I'm going through. And I feel like frequencies really help me just, connect to them past their like, I don't know, it's like a deeper, I feel like what people be telling me is just like a deeper feeling. It's like they feel like I'm like talking amongst them. It's like I'm talking for them, you know what I'm saying, per se. And it's just like, I feel like it's because that frequency really gets into their spirit, gets like they really, especially if they're going through the same thing. I feel like that frequency really like let them resonate with it deeper and let them like, they just start to reflect on whatever they going through. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. It's like subconscious communication, honestly. I don't think people realize what a powerful tool frequencies is. I mean, I'd be falling asleep to like 532 hertz and it's life-changing. So
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. Well, we always love to wrap up the conversation by pulling a couple cards from the artist, and it is from this deck called the Hip Hop Tarot. And it's basically a deck that like depicts like the modern day tarot, but with rappers and like female rappers as well. So I pulled a couple of cards while you were talking, and I just kind of wanted to share what came up for you. And I think it's just so fucking beautiful and so reflective of the state that you're in, especially because like the first one that came up is Schoolboy Q, who was depicting the magician from the modern day tarot. And the magician is one of the first major arcanas, and it has everything to do with like being in a state of just power and creating your life, really just creating your life, not only through what you're calling in on a physical sense, but also just like choosing your perspective of how you experience everything that's happening to you and in your reality. If you're experiencing sadness, but you realize that sadness is something that's deepening you, you're alchemizing your reality. So the magician is a beautiful card to come up, and it came up next to, this card is John Gray. This is like the only person in the deck that I don't actually know. Do you know this artist, John Gray?
No, I never. Oh, that's a infinity symbol over the top though?
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
I got that tatted on my head. Yeah. That's crazy.
Love that. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with this artist, but I do know obviously the card is a strength card. You can see like the lions there. It's always depicted with the lion, and it just has everything to do with being in a state of strength, honestly, of overcoming your obstacles, not through a form of survival, but rather confronting them, knowing that you are fully capable of experiencing the depths of life and alchemizing it once again to be something for you rather than something happening to you.
Yeah.
And lastly, the last card that came up was MF Doom. I do know MF Doom, of course. And this is the Hermit card. This is a card that's been coming up for me a lot in my own personal readings. And the Hermit card just comes up whenever we are in a state of retreat, of coming back to self, of perhaps being really overstimulated by life that we realize we kind of need to like come into a little bit of a hibernative state to kind of figure out, you know, what's next. Not be so overwhelmed with being social or explorative or taking action, but rather like resting and letting things kind of come to you. So yeah, I hope that resonated.
Well, yeah, definitely resonated. I definitely relate to those. It's crazy. That's wild. Actually, I ain't never really had like no type of card pullings, and that right there really resonated. Yeah.
Well, if you ever want a full reading, you know who to hit up. But otherwise, yeah, this is the end. So we want to give you some space to promote anything if you are into that, or just let the people know how they can find you.
Y'all can find me at Tony_GVO on Instagram. Also like Spiritual Tony Music. You can go check out my old videos on Spiritual Tony on YouTube. And yeah, I just like if y'all feel like doing that. But all I want to say is like that I love y'all, like straight up. Like I want to always put out into the universe that I'm appreciative of. Like I ain't never felt so much love within me. It's like whoever's listening to this, I want to let you know that I love you. I never met you, but I'm here with you and I'm experiencing this with you. I'm going through the ups and downs. You know, I'm falling down, getting back up, but it's like I'm right here with you. And I hope whoever listens to my music that you can just feel like I'm doing it just to let you know, like, if anything, you know somebody here. You're not alone. You're never alone. You always at one with like your reflection, and that's me. And I'm you, and I'm very grateful for you.
Heart smiles. Cute.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
And I appreciate y'all so much for having me on here.
Thank you for sharing your voice with us and everyone.
Totally. Yeah.
We also offer space if you want to do a freestyle on here. You're open to it. You don't have to say yes, though.
Oh, no, man.
On the spot, don't worry.
That is on the spot. Yeah, I can't do it because
No worries.
I'm too shy.
No worries. I forget that we ask people to do that. That's like kind of a new thing that we're implementing.
I'm too shy.
Like,
Next time
like
I'm gonna be prepared though. Next time I'm gonna have something jotted then.
Okay. Yeah.
Next time.
Perfect.
Most definitely.